In the heart of a quaint village in southern India, surrounded by lush green fields and swaying coconut trees, stood an ancient banyan tree. The villagers called it Kripa Vriksha, the tree of blessings. Its sprawling branches formed a canopy of shade over the bustling marketplace, where farmers sold their harvest and children played. The banyan tree had been there for generations, its roots intertwined with the village's history. Stories were told of how it had provided shelter during storms, and its leaves had whispered secrets to the winds. Beneath its shade, villagers sought solace, made decisions, and celebrated festivals. Among those who often visited the tree was a boy named Arjun. He lived with his grandmother, Meena, a wise woman known for her gentle demeanor and deep faith. Meena often told Arjun, "This tree has seen it all, joy and sorrow, abundance and scarcity. It reminds us that life, like its leaves, changes with the seasons. But gratitude keeps us rooted." One year, the village faced a devastating drought. The monsoon rains didn't come, and the once fertile fields cracked under the scorching sun. The wells dried up, and the marketplace grew quieter each day as despair settled over the villagers. Arjun, too, felt the weight of the drought. He noticed how his friends stopped playing and how adults exchanged worried whispers. One evening, as they sat under the banyan tree, he asked his grandmother, "Why should we be grateful when there's nothing left to be thankful for?" Meena smiled softly and pointed to the tree. "Look at the Kripa Vriksha. Even in this harsh sun, it stands tall, offering us shade. Its roots go deep, finding water where we cannot see. It thrives because it takes nothing for granted. Gratitude, my child, is not about abundance. It's about seeing what remains and honoring it." Inspired by her words, Arjun decided to act. The next morning, with their limited water supply, he carried a small cup of water to the tree and poured it at its roots. "Thank you, Kripa Vriksha, for your shade and strength," he said. His grandmother joined him, adding a few drops of water and whispering her thanks. At first, the villagers watched with curiosity, but as days passed, more people began to join. Farmers brought water, children sang songs under the tree, and elders shared stories of resilience. The act of gratitude united them, filling the village with a sense of hope. One day, dark clouds gathered on the horizon, and rain finally poured over the parched land. The villagers danced in the rain, laughing and crying with relief. When the fields turned green again and the wells filled, the banyan tree seemed to stand even taller, its leaves glistening with life. From that time on, the villagers established a tradition. Every week, they gathered under the Kripa Vriksha to give thanks, not just for the big blessings, but for the small ones too. They celebrated the tree, their unity, and the strength gratitude had brought them. Years later, Arjun, now a young man, often told the story of the drought and the banyan tree to the village children. "Remember," he'd say, "gratitude is the rain that nourishes us, even in the hardest times. It keeps us rooted and helps us grow." Morale: gratitude turns hardship into hope and scarcity into abundance. When we honor what we have, we discover the strength to weather any storm.